Good morning. So this is some today we will be discussing some more phrasal verbs, idioms. So please try to do this question by yourself. You can pause at your own pace. So now we will be discussing the answers. So the first vocabulary discussed over there was be taken into account. So what do you mean by taken into account? Means to take into consideration. Taken into account means consideration. So some sentences are: you should also know that no study can take into account every possible human factors. You should also know that no study can take into account every possible human factor. So the next sentence is: then they have to take into account soaring house prices and dwindling salaries. Okay, then they have to take into account soaring house prices and dwindling salaries. Take into account. So which means consider.
Dwindling, dwindling,
Dwindling means gradually diminishing in size. So that is known as dwindling resources, dwindling salary, gradually reducing salary. Not tokenism, but you may take into account who's had the legs up. Next sentence is: that analysis does not take into account his bad leg with injuries. So let me check if it has any meaning.
leg up,
An act of helping someone. Or you can say an act of helping someone or something to improve their situation. So that is known as leg up. That does not take into account accumulated fatigue, but there are ways of coping. Next phrase is account of. So next phrasal verb is account of. The reason or explanation for something. So that is known as account of. The president declined to deliver the speech himself on account of a sore throat. The reason on account of means the reason of a sore throat. A newly married couple, he thought, on account of their walking so close together. By reason of or interest because of score. So some more sentence. We bought this house partly on account of the big shed in the back garden, which Marian's converting into a studio. So I'm not really sure to this day what she was on account of never seeing her mom or dad. Or buy from all accounts. By or from all account means as said by most people. By all accounts, San Francisco is a city that is easy to fall in love with. By all accounts, as said by most people. Now, by your own account. If something is true by your own account, what you say is all true although you have not proved it. So, you didn't prove it, but so what you say is true although you have not proved it. By his account, he is quite wealthy. By his own account, he is quite wealthy. On account of something form, which means because of something, on account. On account of something, because of something. So one few more sentence. We already discussed this meaning. Okay, on account of means because of something. He doesn't drink alcohol on account of his poor health. Dinner was somewhat delayed on account of David's rather tardy arrival.
Tardy. Tardy.
Tardy. Okay. So late, unpunctual, behind time, that is known as tardy. Be of or no little account. So it's not insignificant. It's of no account to me whether he comes or not. So not important. It's of no account to me whether he comes or not. His opinion is of little account to me. His opinion is of little account to me, or no account. On no account means it must not be done at any time or for any reason. On no account. Employees must on no account make personal phone calls from the office. Employees must on no account make personal phone calls from the office at no cost. These records must not on any account be changed. These records must not on any account be changed. Be or on air or off air, which means broadcasting. So related to broadcasting. The radio station is on air from 6 a.m. which means broadcasting. Okay. As soon as the war started, any broadcast with a military theme were taken off the air. So it's repeated only over here. In the air. In the air means you feel that it is happening or about to happen. With this election, it feels like change is in the air. So you believe that it is going to happen. The sun was shining and spring was in the air. Love is in the air. But what do you mean by up in the air? Up in the air means uncertainty. The whole future of the project is still up in the air. Actually, she felt it was so comforting to be Actually, she felt glad. It was so comforting to be touching the ground, not to be up in the air anymore. So, what do you mean by up in the air? Which means uncertainty. Everything is up in the air. I think we are in for a period of uncertainty and instability. Everything is up in the air. I think we are in for a period of uncertainty and instability. The contract is still up in the air, which means undecided or unsettled. So there is no need to get up in the air over a simple mistake. Get angry, get up in the air. Next phrasal verb, clear the air. So clear misunderstanding is known as clear the air. His attitude in the cafe and his subsequent silence were not natural. I want to clear the air before we went any further. With Jenna being honest with Stella for the first time ever, I had seemed like a good idea to clear the air once for all. Up in arms means very angry or very upset. So the whole town is up in arms about the addition of a new shopping center. The whole town is up in arms about the addition of a new shopping center. Mom was really up in air after I dented her brand new car. On the alert means security personnel are on the alert for anyone carrying suspicious looking packages or behaving strangely. We have, next sentence is, we have been on the alert ever since we heard there had been a string of burglaries in our part of town. We have been on the alerts ever since we heard there had been a string of burglaries. A string of burglaries, continuous series of burglaries in our part of town. So now let's answer this. Instead of bottling up your emotions, let's talk about and clear the air, clear the misunderstanding. The firefighters are always on the alert or always conscious for forest fires, particularly in the summer. There is a feeling of anticipation in the air. So what do you mean by in the air? So in the air means about to happen. You feel that is going to happen in the air. There is a feeling of anticipation in the air. It's going to happen in the moment, at the moment. The villagers are up in arms about the proposed motorway and got angry. I haven't been able to travel much lately on account of considering my car having broken down. His future is still up in the air. So what do you mean by up in the air? Up in the air means uncertain. You must take into account, you must consider. The meeting tomorrow is very important on no account. So on no account you should be late at any cost, at no cost. Okay. There has been a hurricane in Manila and all flights have been cancelled on that account. Because of that reason, all flights have been cancelled. You can go into the studio just as the program is still on the air. It's broadcasting. Okay, so this is a Bible verse. The person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruits in season and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. So whose leaf does not? Sometimes in visions we can see your life or our life is compared to dry leaves. Okay, which means withered leaves, only because it's like which won't prosper. So there is no prosperity. That's the representation. So you can pray at that time. So ask for stream of water, river of Holy Spirits. Okay, please ask for that. Please pray for that, and thank you all.